Welcome to another episode of Overtime, the podcast that comes to you straight after the midweek charge. Interviews, recaps, and so much more with your host, Scott Talley.
All right. Hey, thank you. Appreciate all of that applause out there. Yes, let's keep it going. Thank you. Hey, we are here in Overtime with Pastor Scott. And hey, last night was our Dodgeball tournament. And what an incredible moment we had. And what a fun night we had in our ministry, right? It was just a fun night to go out there and hang out together and to have... we had 151 teenagers out there last night, and just an incredible night. Just a night where we're allowed to have a moment to celebrate, a moment to just rejoice in what is happening here in CATC students. Hey, I am Pastor Scott. All right, there's no way around that. I am Pastor Scott, and I'm excited to come to you today, the day after our 4th annual Dodgeball tournament, and share with you, hey, everything that happened last night. It was a moment that, it's a moment worth celebrating here in our ministry because, we have a lot of fun things happening right now, right? So here's a little cue right here of what's coming up. We have, that's right. Let's try that again. That is right. We have happening this upcoming Saturday here in our church. We have out here on our property. We'll be having our fall festival, and so there'll be trunk or treat. There will be a lot of fun, different things for families, and we're having a battle amongst our students of who can have the best trunk, and there's a prize for the life group for that. So, hey, come on out. Right, come on out this upcoming Saturday. That is October 30th from 5 to 8 p.m. and it is going to be just a fun time together. But that's just a quick little plug there. But let's just dive back into last night. What a moment! What a moment for our ministry! What a moment for CATC students and our 4th annual Dodgeball tournament, as we saw last night. All right, so we had some major competition happen, and it was probably one of the most. There's no other around it. It was the most activity, the most excitement, the most competitive dodgeball. That's the word I was looking for. Competitive dodgeball tournament we've ever had since I've been here. And so, like I said, this is our 4th annual. So it's my 4th time doing this, and it was by far the most competitive dodgeball tournament we've ever had here. And I want to just unpack it the best way I know how to. And so let's start with, I'm going to end with that one last. So let's start with this one here. The middle school boys, we had just a great time. We had teams last night that showed up. They were shown up, right? They were ready to play. They brought friends out, which is the point of this event, right? We wanted you guys to bring friends out, whether it's parents or students. Bring people out, right? That was the point of this. To invite friends, invite people to come out, to hear the gospel, to come to a non-threatening church environment. And so last night, that's what we did, and we had our dodgeball tournament, and like I said, let's go middle school boys. So in the first round, the first game played last night on court number 2, it was the Future Legends took on the Dominators. Now, the Future Legends went on and won that pretty quickly there, and then from there, it was GOAT took on the Future Legends, and then GOAT would go on and play the Future Legends yet again after the Future Legends and Dominators played down in the losers bracket. But then it came down to GOAT, who won the first time. All right, so in the semifinals, it was won by the GOAT. But in the second time in the championship game, Future Legends came back, all right, and they came back and they won, all right. So, hey, that's a huge game last night, huge thing. So we had 3 teams there, and it was awesome. Future Legends, they were dominating last night. So they were some students from CFCA, and so it was just a great time. So Future Legends, congratulations on your win last night. It was very competitive in our middle school division. And it was really, we had our referees. I think the referees over there on that court were, they were just doing a phenomenal job over there. They were keeping those students energized and making sure that every student was following all the rules. And so it was just it was a fun moment over there with our middle schoolers. It was exciting to see our middle schoolers invite friends down to have this moment of just celebrating of just things happening. So I wanted to also give a shout out here at this moment. CFCA, you showed up last night. That's right. You showed up. You deserve a round of applause. You showed up last night and in groves and numbers, and I am thankful for CFCA showing up last night. So hey, that's a round of applause to you guys. So great time. But in our high school boys division. All right, so here it is. Let's just dive right into this. This was very, very competitive, but it was not our most competitive or the most. It did not draw the most crowds as previous years, and I'll share why in just a moment. But last night in our high school boys division, our students showed up. Our high school guys showed up. There's no way around that. They invited friends. Once again, CFCA showed up. CFCA had some great teams in this. We also had Foundations basketball team showed up last night, and they took on the CFCA students and our students here and other friends and everyone who came in. So thank you. You know what? Let's give a shout out here to them right now too. Hey, Foundation, you deserve a round of applause too. You do. You really do. Because you last night, you showed up also. Your basketball team showed up, your guys' basketball team, and so we're thankful for that. It was really fun. It was a fun night having you guys here. Thankful that you guys came out and joined us. So we had the Creamsters, the Bench Warmers, Zion, the Goodies, and the B2B. All right, so I didn't really get a chance to talk to B2B about that or why they named it. I don't know if it's back-to-back. I'm thinking that's what it was because they won 2 years in a row, so I'm wondering if that's why they hey, we're B2B. But I didn't have a chance to ask them, but I'm assuming that's what it was because that was their point. That was their team name was B2B, so I'm assuming back-to-back. So that being said, we had the Creamsters and B2B. They met. They met twice last night in two different games. They met in the semifinals. And then the Creamsters went down to play in the losers bracket and then came back up. And in the championship, they played B2B again. So the Creamsters and B2B, they played in the semis in the winners bracket, and then they played also in the championship in the winners bracket. And so, hey, that game was intense. It went 1-1, and it came down to the final match, the final game. And in that, none other than B2B. Once again, I'm naming them back-to-back, but their team name was B2B. Once again, didn't get a chance to interview them or talk to them about that, but I am assuming it is because they were saying that, hey, we're going to win this thing back-to-back. So I'm assuming that's what it was. I'll talk to some of their team and update that if needed, but I do believe that was the reason they named themselves B2B. But B2B won last night. And so that was our guys' basketball team here and some of our football players. But, hey, congratulations to you, right? Congratulations. You deserve it. You won last night. It was intense. It was intense. That championship game got very, very intense. But, hey, great job, B2B. But here it is. Our first ever girls division, by far the most competitive. There's hands down the most competitive bracket or division was last night. There's just unbelievable. The crowd that was drawn in by that game over there. It was intense. It was, everyone was watching it. It was very, very intense. The teams in there they were not playing around. There's just no way around it. They were not playing around. And so, hey, let's celebrate for a moment here. Let's celebrate. We had our first ever girls division last night. Like, we should celebrate that. Like, we should celebrate, hey, we had our first ever girls division last night. So that was intense. I wouldn't name all the teams just like I did on previous ones, but we had 4 teams in this one. It was the Uncrustables. That is correct. Uncrustables, which, by the way, my son loves the Uncrustables, and so does my daughter. They're just so good. They have new ones now. They have the little roll-ups. They have the pepperoni and meatball, all those different things. But, I'm still the original grape jelly or strawberry jelly Uncrustable. But our Uncrustable girls last night, so the Uncrustables, they won. They played the first round against Team Catherine. And so the Uncrustables won that one. And then CFCA, girls basketball, took on the Chick-fil-A team. Now, I'll be honest, that was intense. Chick-fil-A team, though, was competitive, but CFCA won that game, and then it became Uncrustables versus CFCA. And then CFCA won that one. The girls' basketball team did. Then it was the Uncrustables went down to play Team Catherine, and Team Catherine saw a defeat there. It was sad. I mean, we're sad, but Uncrustables did win. And Uncrustables versus CFCA met in the semifinals in the winners bracket, then went into championship bracket. So I'm catching a theme here. They won. CFCA would end up beating the Uncrustables. It was one of those, once again, very, very intense games. It went 1 game to CFCA. Next game went to Uncrustables. And then in the final match, the final game, because it was best of 3, so it's 2, whoever wants 2 or 3 first. It was actually CFCA girls basketball team pulled off the victory. Victory for the girls basketball team from CFCA. Congratulations, girls. To be our first ever girls division winner. And so we will continue that. Like I said, that brought out the crowds. I was incredible. It was just incredible. I was so excited for our ladies here, and to have our girls division, just beyond exciting. Just to have that. They were able to have that this year. Had enough teams to pull it off. And so next year, we will do this again. It'll be our 5th annual. We'll do something big. Might even up the prize or up the ante. I don't know, but we don't want to end what is happening there. And once again, the main point of this is we want the gospel to go out. And so it was just a great night. Phenomenal moment. Gospel was shared, and we just talked about being spiritual living and how life is like a dodgeball game, right? Life is like a dodgeball game, and how, you're trying every day, you're trying to catch the ball or try not to you're dodging the ball. You're dodging all these different things, of all these different things happening in your life. And so in the midst of all of that, there's the battle of how do you win dodgeball, right? The way that you get someone back in the game, the way you win is, right, you catch the ball or you avoid getting hit. And so it's the same as that. We got to catch some truth, and that's being in God's word, of growing in Jesus allows us to win the game of life, right? Of being with Him and in a relationship with Him allows us to have a chance to win, or actually allows us to fully win. I mean, the game over at that moment, right? So I hope that, as you're watching this, I hope that you have a relationship with Jesus Christ. But if not, if you don't know who Jesus is, if He's not the Lord of your life, I would love to talk to you about that. I would love to connect with you. Just reach out to me, Scott Talley, SCOTTTALLEY at catcorlando.org. And we would love to connect with you and talk to you more about how to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. But hey, this podcast is only for today. The only purpose for today is just to recap last night. And so what a moment, what a night. And we'll be celebrating this one for a long, long time. So, hey, thank you for watching. It's always thankful. I'm always thankful for the opportunity that you guys listen and watch every week and subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, hey, please subscribe. Like we're trying to build our subscribers up, and so we can make a bigger impact. And so we show our overflow live and all the different things on there. But hey, if you're on YouTube, please subscribe. That's my little plug there. But love for you to do that. And we hope to see you here Saturday night for our fall festival, and if not, on Sunday morning. Thank you for watching or listening to Overtime with Pastor Scott.
Thank you for listening to Overtime. Join us again next Thursday. This has been a production of CATC students in Orlando, Florida.